Okay, so this is gonna be the discussion about NPCs and their passive experience gains for the second arc of our Elder campaign, and we're gonna be deciding what NPCs are gonna try and go during the second downtime of the game. So, um, Bill, please.
Alright, I have a sore throat.
Yes, mute yourself. Um, the first thing we need to figure out is what the passive gain should be based on age. Last session it was effectively 20 XP for neonates, something like 15 for Ancillary and 10 or 5 for elders, depending on how advanced they were in terms of being an elder. So effectively a base of 20 and maybe minus 5 for every 75 experience they already have, approximately. And then extra for having actually gone through significant amounts of crap as a guideline. Does that seem reasonable? Epic, Jackalor?
I think they should be 25 or 30 even for neonates because they went through a hell recently.
The thing is, I was actually thinking about it myself. In a lot of ways, the ones that didn't experience much are actually a fairly high in number. But everybody got some kind of shit going on all around them.
This was also a somewhat longer arc. So, effectively, the balance I have been going for is that you will be advancing faster than elders who are comparable in experience to you, unless they are literally going through as much shit as you are or getting a lot of favor points. But neonates will usually be advancing at least as fast as you, because they are younger and more able to adapt.
I think 35 might be a good number to start with in this one.
Oh, keep in
In
mind,
that case.
we will be assigning extra XP on top to the people who have gone through a lot of stuff. So effectively, it's kind of a case of what we want the base that everyone gets to be, and then we add in steps of 5 on top of that for the people that have been through a lot of.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm feeling 25 in that case, maybe.
I guess in that case, it depends on how widespread some of what the extra XP would be.
Well, someone like Kurt, if he hadn't gotten as many favor points as he had, just in terms of the amount of crap he went through, might get as much as 15, but I would say that 15 extra points on top of the base would be like the outer limit. Add on top of the base.
I'm tempted to go for 30. Because there was some really, really nasty stuff going on around in this arc.
Yeah.
Some of it, not everyone was a part of, but some of it everyone was. There was a shift in power as far as the prince,
Primogen getting
politics.
blown up.
Yep, Primogen getting blown up.
And
I was all
actually,
very public.
there's
Riots
also the
caused a
idea
lot of issues.
Just how much effort and how much they would have learned for those that were smart enough to try and stay out of it. So everyone was trying to dodge bullets in some way. So yeah, let's go with 30 as a base then.
I think 30 is a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 makes sense.
Okay. Well then, let's get started with the non-aligned clans, which means that Ambrose is at the top of the list. Ambrose has a fair bit of experience, given that he's a significant enemy to a powerful elder.
Was a significant enemy.
Well, we still need to decide exactly how Sicard leaves the camp. That's a separate issue.
Fair enough.
But if we make the drop-off be 5 points per 75 or so XP, he would be getting a base of 15, and maybe another 5, because there was that encounter in the tower and the encounter with werewolves.
I don't think I would have him get more than 5, to be honest.
Yeah,
Same.
I think 5 is about right, especially because
Yeah.
he was... Well, I'm even tempted to reduce the base for him because he was here only for part of the arc.
Yeah, he was honestly barely here, and honestly, the riots didn't have any real effect on him.
Yep.
Let's give him just leave him as is in that case, and just kind of say we took a -5 on him.
So,
Yeah.
15 overall. Okay. Do I want to advance him in some form?
That would be really up to you. If
Yeah,
he
it
sticks
would be.
around, it's most likely just because either Vivian are trying to do something with the Tremere.
The werewolves fucked at him at least 2 or 3 times and tried to hunt him down.
Okay, yeah, he might try and just kill him or run away. It's hard to tell with that one.
Okay, yeah, no, I think he'll stick around, especially if he's the one to take out Sicard or capture him. So I'm gonna up his fortitude by 1. And let's give him another dot of medicine for those special moments in time. Okay. Camilla. In terms of experience, we said the base was 30. I would argue for her getting a total of 10. Again, because she has spent significant amounts of time out of town. But she has been involved in some things. Like, for her, if she gets a full base, it would be 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 10 or 15 for her, I would say, overall.
I might just go for 10. It didn't seem like anything that ended up happening particularly required her to do much in the way of maneuvering.
It didn't, but she went out of her way to get herself in the middle of things. She
That is
has
true.
a moderate boon over the Gargoyle Elder, in fact, which is very beneficial as a gain, and she has worked on getting a solid in with Benjamin, even if he's struggling between loving and hating her. She get. Let's see. She did that. She has regularly visited. I think she showed up after she heard that Vivian had taken over.
That is correct.
And she... I... See, that's the thing, she has been here on and off for a significant period of time. But at the same time, it's... Well, I don't think she should get more than 5, but if we're using this as a guideline, I think 15 is closer to justified than 10. Because I don't think she has been here such a small amount of time as to justify taking 5 away from the base.
It's mostly just that nothing's really gone on that would seem to particularly, make her have to think on her feet for something.
Moving quickly to take as much advantage as she could from the gargoyle situation, hunting William, trying to maneuver around a Toreador Elder, trying to at the same time maneuver around the Nosferatu Elder and getting in with him. She has been trying to establish contacts with most powerful figures she came in contact with. So it's less a case of events hitting her and more a case of her going out of her way to stick her fingers into people. That sounded wrong, but you get the idea.
I agree with that.
I think I will give her the 50. Because, well, for one thing, that still leaves her advancing overall on this whole arc like 20, 25 XP behind what you faster living elders have advanced. That's reasonable. Okay. Next up is Dorbrand. He would get a base of 5, and I would say 5 for events.
Sure.
That sounds about right with the bullshit he's been in with.
I'll probably go over some of these and advance them either during this, at the end, as a second pass, or separately. Now, Vicky Alvarez. I think she should get, according to the number, she should definitely get the full base of 30. Because she's new. And she has been a pet of the Malkavians, trying desperately not to get caught in a crossfire, so maybe 10 extra. Given how much crap the Malkavians have managed to involve themselves in.
That's pretty fair.
And she has been trying to, like, unfucking herself from Halfdan's mindfuckery.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, she is fucked in the head.
No. Yes, but she's trying to fight it.
No, Steel! No, she isn't! She's fucked in the head!
Yeah.
She has made no efforts to unfuck herself. She's been trying to survive. Oh my fucking god, I just realized something. Epic.
Oh no.
Roll me a likely luck for something happening. Okay, I'm gonna give her Dementation 1. Learn from Malk Buddies.
We was a meeting. They decided to learn dementation.
She has a
I need to learn
conformist nature, so she tries to fit in. And there would have been figures that would have encouraged her to gain enlightenment. Lots of them, in fact. So, that bulimia derangement is probably not going away anytime soon, since it gets reinforced every time she uses Dementation. What was the level 1 power roll?
Passion.
Yeah, but...
I believe it was based off of charisma empathy?
Sure, it was manipulation. Let's see. No, it is charisma empathy. You are absolutely right. Oh, so 6 dice. That's actually decent.
That's actually good enough for most people in this world.
Okay.
I have 2 humanity. Yeah, it's definitely good enough.
Other than that, vicissitude 2, because apparently people have been encouraging her to practice. Fucking Lambert.
Even managed to find a decent teacher. Who knew?
I mean, it's in clan for her, and she has enough medicine. She can figure out how to make level 2 work in the time she's had.
No. I was literally just referencing that, someone else actually has pretty decent knowledge of it.
And then it's manipulation subterfuge. So let's give her 2 points of subterfuge and give her dementation 2 as well for good measure. That's 41 spent. And her intelligence. Intelligence is crap. But let's give her Auspex 4 since that's the discipline she's best at. And that is starting to look like a moderately crazy spread, and she can fake being Malkavian now. Hello, fellow Malkavians. Do not mind the jar of dirt I bring with me.
Where's the dirt from?
Home. Beep.
Where's home?
Actually,
Where are you?
she's actually...
What are you doing?
From New Orleans, so as long as she's within
Give
the
me
city,
the dirt!
as long as she's within the city, she doesn't need to have dirt with her. She's fine.
That's interesting, actually.
We rolled for it randomly, but yeah, she was one of the local Sabbat.
Yeah, I knew about the Sabbat part. I didn't know that she was from New Orleans.
We rolled at it in passing to figure out if she was getting fucked once she got captured and tossed in a cellar. Then we have Mitchell. Mitchell has a total of 114 XP, which means that as a base he gets either 25 or 20. I'm gonna go with 20 here for reasons, and 5 points for having to adjust and try and reorganize after the recent upheavals in power. Maybe 10, given that he's pulled the independents together and had to negotiate with Kurt. But
It depends how much was going on that side, but that very well could be, yeah.
less so with Kurt, but bringing the independents together, and it was probably discussed as a eventually thing a lot, but then it kind of had to kick into gear and he had needed an agreement then and there, so I think he would have had to work at it fairly hard. So let's go with 13. And as for spending it, I think Obtenebration 4 makes sense. For the sake of fucking... Well, actually...
What's his strength rating?
His strength rating sucks, but he has a lot of potence.
Fair enough.
I'll actually spend his later. I'll think on it. Mary Wright. Base would be 25. She hasn't done a lot, so I'd say she wouldn't necessarily get any bonus, and she has been positioned herself where her plans are paying off in that people know that she can make stuff and people are coming to her. Things are just coming up in her favor. She has had little enough reason to readjust because she's set up in a way where she's not in danger. So, 21, which means that the total goes, or not wrong, 25. So the total goes up to 81. She's an Ancilla now. As far as spending it all into Temporis, clearly. But no, again, I'll decide later. We have Nassar. I'm thinking 35. Because he's
Sure.
young, he gets the base of 30 and 5 for having 2. Or should it be plus 10? He did, among other things, save one of Bacon's characters from getting fucked by the Tremere.
Let's do 10.
Yeah, sure, 10.
Was fairly active for the arc. Wasn't towards the later parts much, but he was there enough.
I mean, towards the later parts, everyone was looking in horror if had any brains and was just staying the fuck away.
Wrong. They just didn't have balls.
Right. Pamela. 113 XP. Mitchell, I gave 20. Her, I'm gonna give 25 as a base because she's probably slightly younger than Mitchell and she's, I think, gotten more XP and it's right on the edge where you could round it either way. And, well, she has been fairly involved. She was involved with Lambert. She was... So, I'm thinking 5 bonus. She hasn't been really in the middle of the danger, per se, but she has been maneuvering, let's say. Sound about right? 30 total?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Jimmy. Jimmy would
30.
get 25 pace.
I say give him plus 5 extra.
I know he hasn't really been in problematic situations all that much.
I guess not.
Riots and the factory that replace only blacks.
Yes, but we kind of... Some of
We
that...
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's partially
That's why
included in
we
the
upped
base.
the base.
Ah,
To just try and take account into the general fuckery.
Okay, 25... I mean, plus 5 maybe for having to... Earlier in the arc there was this whole situation of having to try and avoid Vivian fucking him, trying to decide all the things. Because you might not have ever intended, but he sure as hell was worried about it, and trying to figure out what the fuck he would do if you did.
Poor Jimmy!
Figured
The
out
paranoia
what
is rising.
So let's bring him up by 30, and that brings him to a total of 120. Here we have an interesting case. We have Byron, and we have Harvey. Let me just open these side by side. So, Harvey has slightly less experience, but they both get a base of 25, presumably. But at the same time, they're not fully aware of what the other experiences. So how do we want to handle this particular case?
I think we split it.
I mean, part of it was that you ended up deciding to actually make different sheets for the different personalities, makes it a bit tougher.
It does.
who was active in the body the longest?
Well,
This
Byron, it's his body.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's...
Half.
No, it shouldn't be a straight split because they're not fully cut off from each other. I'm thinking due to their unique situation, just decrease the base by an extra 5.
Okay.
Other than that, Byron, I think, should get an extra 10, and Harvey an extra 5.
I think that makes sense. Harvey was part of that whole thing where we were bringing people to and fro, and I had to watch him for a bit. Byron has been part of a lot of stuff before he ended up switching for a while.
Okay, so Harvey is at 90 and Byron is at 103. Oh yes, I think Harvey's gonna buy up some quietus. But yeah, Byron, does anything make sense there? New devil dogs, new things. I think I am gonna drop 21 on vicissitude 4. Means he has 15 left. And let's pick up dominate 3. That should be about right.
So, Byron is officially terrifying.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hello, fellow Sabbat. Yes, I do have diablerie streaks in my aura.
Don't worry, I am just as Mitzi.
Let us partake of the Volderies together, my dear brothers.
The Malkavian that thought he was a Samitsi.
Sabbat's eyes narrow. Where's your jar of dirt? Frenzy
Give
attack.
me a moment. I need to reach into a hole. Smashes through the rib cage. Ah, there we go. Delicious soil to plant myself.
Right. Okay. Then we have Jeremy. Jeremy is actually gonna be leaving this town. You are possibly aware of this, you might have guessed, but he was only here because the Madness Network wanted to observe the demonic crap. He was called here.
I thought something like that might actually be going on. I didn't know it was specifically Jeremy, but it was
the
actually something I thought was going on.
Yeah, there were those 3 that arrived together. Bacon Band 1, who later got killed. One of them left before Kurt could burn them, and Jeremy left after getting branded because having Kurt on your ass is a bad thing. But he's young, so... And he leaves at the very end, so he would get the base of 30, I think, effectively.
Where's he gonna leave to?
Wherever he wants to go.
A place that is less on fire, Jackalor.
We're not on fire.
People screaming in the background. This is fine. Walda.
All the bonus points?
Yeah, I think she might just get the full 45.
Yeah, makes sense.
She's closer to 75 than to 0, but... Oof. So that brings her to exactly 99. Which means that after this, definitely an Ancilla. Oh, this is. So, Obfuscate 3, Dementation 3. Auspics 3 and 4.
Sure.
Think about this.
That is scary.
What is?
Yeah, Auspics 3 and 4. So 10, 15, she has 10 left. Where should we put those? Dot of occult and dot of empathy for the perceptive powers. There. Spent.
Sure.
That's a Malkavian and Scylla. Steal.
Please no.
Why? Steal, what's wrong?
Then we have Bobby. 25 base. He got at one point dominated by the demon to try and get people killed. Some other things were happening. He was less involved of late, but he was definitely involved. And he was involved in the prank in Elysium. So 10 bonus, I would say.
Alright.
35 total. So, going to do math is... Oh, my brain! It does not like this. So 104 by my count. This is total now. Well, I think 2 dots of fortitude for 21. So 23 left, and Auspex 5, I would say. And that should be Bobby. A discipline prodigy with maxed Auspex. Leslie. Base of 30, maybe 5 on top of it. Because changeling stuff, arranging meetings, general involvedness of the Malk stuff.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Leslie didn't seem to do too much else, but did help out with that.
She already has the dominate, so that's good. Oh my god, obfuscate 3. This is perfect. She can now pretend to not be wearing clown makeup when she actually is. And spend for 2 dots of performance on top of it. What else might be useful? Let's say... say Auspex 3. And the rest we'll spend on skills. So, Larceny 3, Stealth 2, and Stealth 3. For the last 10 points. Because sometimes not being found is the best way to survive. Actually, this might be a good canary in the coal mine situation. Just place some milk everywhere, and when you realize the milk is gone, run. Tyrone. Huh. I think Tyrone had a learnable moment. So he would get 25 base, and I'm thinking an extra 10. Or should it be an extra 5?
I say 10. He got royally fucked.
No, it's not about mercy, but he did help with all the blowing up stuff as well. So he's kind of involved. So let's go with that. So 35 extra, that's total of 88. That's 43 that he... No, that's wrong. It should be 90. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over his stuff later because there's a lot of things he's gonna have to learn. But we'll get to that. Then there's Jeanette. Um, effectively a base of 30 because pounding, and she was doing a lot of investigation even if a lot of that wasn't on the surface, so another 10 for involvement.
Maybe she'll actually get above a 1 in intelligence.
I make no promises, but I will consider this. Just invests into maxing out her perception and occult. Who needs intelligence when you have eyes of chaos?
Oh, only some Malkavians get away with that.
Okay. Ventru then.
Okay. Yes. All of them.
I think I'm gonna give 10 XP a piece to the ghouls because Andy has started trying to inform them what's going on so they can, make preparations, etc. for when they join the clan as Daddy must have intended.
And then Andy and Billy. The real Ventru.
Yeah.
Although, actually, just quick question. Well, it depends how much they were involved with stuff to a degree, but ghouls and stuff still count as human, right?
They do. Generally, we usually give them XP kind of based on situations rather than giving them flat advances because it'll get kind of insane eventually, but we can discuss player goals in the downtime thing.
Okay.
These ones I'm giving XP to because effectively, and this should come as no big surprise, let's put it this way. They would make good warrior Ventru in the clan's old traditions. Like Daddy always supported. And oh look, he already talked to the new prince about that. So then we have Andy. Base of 30, because he's still kind of a kid. And then all the bonus points, I think.
I think that's about right. Like all of them.
Yep.
So Andy
Yep.
has a total of 50 XP left. Given the few points he had saved. And Billy. Base of 30 plus 10. Little less fucked by events.
Yeah. He was a part of all of it peripherally, but he wasn't particularly, stuffed.
Christopher Watson. He's new in the city. So like 5 points for catching the tail end of it. Five. Daniel Edwards. I'd say with the XP he has 54. The base would be 25, let's say. He's been around somewhat. And let's see. The Gangrel clan have had a lot of crises happen. And he's the one that actually had to pull them together after most of them died. So I think the full 15 bonus for him.
Feels like an edge case to me, but yeah, I suppose 15 works.
Yeah, that. I mean, that specifically for him, it would be 10 if. And probably will be 10 for the other gangrel. Because he also had to take over and lead and figure out what the fuck they do next. Even if it is just, listen guys, it's cool, we're gonna secure the park, we're gonna do this like Tremere. Secure the home territory. He's also the one that came up with the pipe bomb trap, don't tell Lambert. Kenzia. Young enough to get the base of 30. Plus 10. Trying to be an anarch in a everyone hates anarch's place.
I wouldn't say that. We have a pretty strong anarch presence compared to a lot of cities.
It's gotten stronger recently, let's put it this way. It has solidified into something. But it wasn't strong for the longest time. Yeah, I think 40 total makes sense for her. Trial by fire. Also, let me give her some more necromancy for some of the fun things. Frank. I think both him and Kristen would also get effectively the plus 10 on top of the base.
Yeah, I think that's about it, though.
Yeah, about it. 40 XP is a big chunk. But yes, the Gangrel clan has been through hell. The fun part about Frank is that he has both Celerity and Obfuscate as out of clans. And someone killed one of the people that he's had a bone with for those. So thank you, Justicar. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, he's a deadly little fuck now. Okay. Then moving on to the Nosferatu. Patricia Kim. She has some experience, but that comes from her mortal days. So it shouldn't count against this downtimes limit at least. So, I think an extra 5 because they were the ones who were just left there to spy on the civil rights stuff for the most part. Because Michelle was able to bring them in. And I'd say the same goes for their other fledgling. Which means that they will get Obfuscate too, for sure, and they are suddenly useful.
They would be useless to use-ish, probably.
There. Yep. Albert Connor. Base of 30, because he was still youngish. I think him and Sergio should get a plus 10 because they've had a tumultuous time as well, much like the Gangrel, if in a different way. The fledglings were just less aware of the wider fuckery and how screwed they were. These ones had to try and think of ways they could adjust. Okay. So, Sybil. She kind of came in towards the end, but I would say a total of 20. 10 for just passively being there and 10 for participation.
Okay.
Yeah, she helped Lambert's character not be on the edge of a sail, however little. Martha Nichols,
I don't remember much.
yeah, she has been kind of just there. I would say a total of 10. 5 for being there and 5 for having to try and think of safe ways to exist right after the riots when Elysium was kind of slightly
No,
burned.
we kind of included that with the baseline.
We included
So,
baseline just it being dangerous, but they had literally to run to the Tremere Chantry, etc.
in that case, I suppose all the Toreador clan will get that 5.
I think so, probably, unless they are really, really dumb or new.
Okay.
Also the bit where they shared some of the things that were going on and she was worried about how much danger it put her in. Since knowing dangerous things about a prince that sees all is a bad thing. Andrew. 25 base. He has a lot of XP already. And I think the full 15 in his case. Because he has been part of 2 takeovers of power now. And has had to deal with all the elders who were screw-ups coming in at his invitation. Vivian threatening him and telling him to stop mind-breaking his quote-unquote models.
She didn't know she was threatening him.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He took it as a threat and had to adjust.
It was hilarious, but I just wanted to interject. She really didn't need to do anything intimidating about it.
So that's a total of 140 XP that he currently has with the new stuff. So he's getting dangerous. Justin. Well, base of 30, and mostly he has been just sticking with Andrew, so he's heard a few things, but he just, threatens to shoot things when it gets to it, and he was involved with, one fight with Sad, so +5.
And he was alpha-struck by Dougal.
Well, yes, I'm counting that as well. Yes, fear me, mortal, I am a superior being, shunk.
Don't worry, that's how most superior beings go.
Oh boy, Derek!
Derek gets 15.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to reduce the base by 5, though, because
He wasn't there for a good portion.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
out some of the fuckery. So total of 40, let's say.
All right. Yeah, baseline decreases, but poor dude.
And Marcella. Marcella has enough that her base is 25. And I would say +10. She did have the brains to leave the city for a tiny bit, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yep, she left it for a while.
And trying to protect her kid, a plus 10 seems about right. So, total of 35. So, 91. 36 available. Oh, she could get Majesty. And Elfrida. I would say 35 as well. Because she was involved with some things, but she doesn't have a full appreciation of just how dangerous things like fire can be, etc., you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she had others to make decisions for her. Okay, on to the really fun clan. Sledge.
Give him 10?
Yeah, and a base of 30. So, yeah, 10 is about right. 40 total sounds good, because he did try to artistically set up a, well, he wasn't trying to actually fake suicide. He was just trying to pose the corpse for his own amusement, actually.
Yep.
He's a special boy. Sean Gomez. Jackalor's kid. Ooh.
I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, it's okay, no one does.
I just wanted to point out, I legit didn't even remember that Jack had a child.
Yeah, no, everyone keeps forgetting. I'd give him, well, the base and like +5 on top. So, 5 and 35. Okay. Jackalor, do you remember for the force training? Did we include that in the XP totals they have recorded? Right, Jackalor's not responding.
Well, at the very least, not responding.
I believe
Thought he
you
was here.
did include them.
Oh, we're gonna assume we did then. Sonia Alvarez. She is the Tremere Primogen's kid. So, another 35. The Tremere are safe behind the walls and they know it, so they have less of a reason to
Yeah.
freak out.
Honestly, I'm not even that's really up to you on how much William getting messed around with various things affected the Chantry as a whole.
It definitely
and other
did.
things.
That's effectively means they were part of the same general level of fuckery, so effectively it guarantees that they're all gonna get the base note.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra, especially since she has led a rather scholarly life, we're gonna say that she gets a base of 20. She's sitting at 127 total, so yeah, even with rounding, it makes sense. 20 base plus, I would say 10. Because she had to take over, had to try and adjust for Williams. Or should it be?
Yeah.
Or should it be extra 15? Because the werewolf showing up and William coming back, that's an extra level of oof.
Yeah, both of them together, I'll go with 15. It didn't seem like, it seems mildly unfair in a way to do that, but some of the others were just grossly over the limit, and
So, Leonard. Leonard would get a base of 25. And plus 10, just because among all the other things, he also got shot by Kurt through the wards for no good reason.
I think he learned a good lesson. Do not piss off Kurt.
He learned that wards do not solve everything, I think. Fuck Kurt.
The region lied. We are not safe behind the words.
Michelle, base of 25. And, I think she deserves at least a plus 10. Because of...
I think at least 10. Possibly 15, but that's up to you. At least 10.
I'm gonna go with 15, because she's the one Tremere that goes outside and suffers for it.
She's actually part of the social scene and everything, so...
Which brings her to a total of 101. She's an Ancilla now. And that leaves us with Charles. Hello, Charles. Charles does not have that much XP because, believe it or not, Charles has Mage Blood, which means that all the disciplines he has go into Thaumaturgy, and that's the only thing he can ever have. So, base of 30 plus 10, I would say. Torching elders in the streets, that's got to be worth a few points.
Wait, what is this mage blood thing? I'm curious. I've never seen it.
He can't have any discipline other than Thaumaturgy, ever.
Oh.
It's a savage.
It is. Oof.
Hey, you know those things that make vampires generally pretty decent, even against like mages and other supernaturals? You just get thaumaturgy. It's still really good, but it's nothing on what they can do.
He will need some like modern time. Fucking has so much shit to survive at this point.
He had 25 XP spent, and with the extra points from the flaws, etc., he effectively had one of his paths maxed and a second one started.
As I said, it's not making him like too horrible, but it's definitely cutting down on his advantages as a vampire.
You may participate if you wish, Keegs.
Yep, this is just Tux.
Okay. Then, Adam Murphy came in partway through, but experienced some of the worst crap happening. I would say base goes down to 20 and like plus 10. Yeah, let's go with that. Silence is Ascent. Sophia. Base of 30. Plus, I want to say 15. Her kid tried to eat people. She tried to steal Havda and she got put in a barrel and tortured. Then she came out, got bloodbound. So, the change in primogenship, so her take over, and the list keeps going on.
Funny for so much to happen to somebody, and they don't generally seem to have much presence.
And then we have Ernest Morgan. Base of 30, but plus 10, I would say, because I would say that his conviction that the NR cause is right, and an unwillingness to see how he might be causing his own suffering, probably hurts him a little bit still. So let's go with that. Vincent Warren. Well, base of 30. Plus 10, because Kurt keeps him as an errand boy slash bodyguard slash lieutenant around, and he helps coordinate some of the gang stuff as well. And Brenna. Brenna is in a similar boat. And she's also Hound, so plus 10 on top of the base for Brenna. And then we have then we get to Kurt. Kurt has a total of 130 experience if you don't count the Diablerie stuff. So base of 20, plus I would say 15.
Yep.
And for purpose of this, we're going to discount just how many favor points people have given, because that would kind of take away the point of favor points, because they're meant to give you the ability to reward the people you like. Or the NPCs you like. So, another 35 experience. Oh boy. I mean, I just have to. Majesty.
He's the prince now. Majesty is nice.
Yup.
So let's see. 1, 5 total, 8. Another 5, so that's 13. 13 plus 6. That's 19. He even has a total discipline count that fits an elder. Yeah, this is good.
He is a scary bruja. He is a really
Sorry
scary.
about that.
All right. People like the Justicar and the traveling dudes. I'm gonna assign them something, but I'm generally not gonna sweat it.
Gonna do a wash for at least this at the moment. Charlotte? Don't know.
I mean, a bone Torrelia for getting absolutely demolished.
Some of the other supernaturals, I will assign them something. It will probably be a little less than this, but I don't even have all the technocracy sheets for them made because I only made the one team. The other two, I just know what their conventions are and their overall XP levels.
And haven't seen everything of the Fae yet, so.
Yeah. No. You haven't. Actually, you've met Vito. He should be visible to you.
No, he
He's
Well,
Out
the
of curiosity, since I wasn't able to do anything, what did we give to Clan Tremere?
decent, same as everyone. Some of them a little more, some of them a little less. Your librarian is getting scary.
So far, I think of the clans, the ones that got the general least amount was probably Nosferatu, actually.
Kids. Possibly the Nosferatu, yeah, but given the high base and that there were, it's everyone is gonna come out really well from this in terms of strength.
Wait, is Clan Tremere the largest clan now?
I don't think so.
So you remove. Technically, sludge is not really a Tremere, but
Well, in terms of kindred bodies, you're matched with Toreador.
Nice.
The Malks would be the largest if you count Jeremy and both of Byron's personalities.
I wouldn't count them.
oh, by the way, in case you didn't notice, Byron now has horde form.
Oh god.
All the better to sneak up on Zim.
Yep. Ah, yes, I'm a fellow Zimishi. Please accept my horrid form.
He needs to level into some subterfuge, actually.
Yeah, he really does.
Actually, I'm gonna spend his last 5 XP on just that. But that should be the general XP levels for everyone. So, yeah, in terms of actually assigning this stuff, I'll try and have a long thing and go through everyone and assign to the NPCs of other types supernaturals. But I think we can split it here, take a quick break, and then we can get into what goals they would have on this downtime.